Okay, guys, and we now go for another Smurf account, which we detected. The next Smurf account was this lRedd, from it was a game I played in the 29th of November. Let's just check. For your information, I just checked this player on the AO2 rank, and already the Smurf thing rings suspicious because he only has 25 wins and 27 losses in 1v1. So almost an exact 50% win rate. Almost exactly. The same number of wins and losses under such little games. 946 Ls. I tell you, one characteristics of Smurfs, not just that they have 50% win rates over massive numbers of games or very little games. The new profiles, they usually have very little number of games played. We'll just watch how this guy smurfed. Not sure this was the disgusting smurf I faced. Right. Here, he went for quick housing. Again, I don't say this is a sign, but it's to take into account. So quick housing or quick two housing. So it could be a professional player. That's what I'm saying. I'm also doing the same, but you know, it's something to already take a look. He's not wasting time. He's going for the sheep. He's using his scout very quickly. Sounds like a mouse specialist, but this. Okay, this is already something that should call your attention. At 800 elo, your sheep is scouting, but not just scouting. He's scouting on circular perimeter motion. Very strange. I mean, if the base is walled and everything, why would you use that? It's like this player is already used to super circular motion. I'm not using circular motion for anything. I'm just going for the sheep, you know. That's the difference. And the second sheep also explores. So the two sheep are scouting and in circular motion in each respective, I would call it a semicircle. It's like the upper sheep in the upper semicircle and the other sheep in the lower semicircle. So this guy is already optimizing exploration time. Exploration time being optimized is a sign that you're probably facing a Smurf. Because like I could be exploring, but this guy sounds like obsessed. Yeah, there's the sheep. Any player can do that. You don't need to be a Smurf to do that. So a Smurf will also do that. Next, goes for the wood. There was one player in the 29 that used such a disgusting technique in a hideout map. And I think it could have been this guy. We'll see. Let's just check if the scout has hotkeys in it. No, just using normal exploration. Yes. So he goes to attack my walls here. And we'll see what he does next. Okay, this is a sign that this guy is in Smurf too. Why? Because if you can see it, I'll just zoom in. I cannot zoom. I can. Okay. You see the two flags here as rally points. So he's making a house with the ville and already getting back to wood. I'd say it's minimal time building. It's a sign that it could be smurfing because you're not wasting time. You're building a house and immediately after you go for the wood plus wood, plus wood cutting. This is a sign that you're probably facing someone very, very comfortable with this kind of things and on much higher levels. The attacking the palisade, Smurf or not, is not impressive. He's looming. No, don't have any problems with that. Then I went for a scout. He leaves. He goes for the boars. So far acceptable. The scout, the difference he has is essentially exploration. Although I obviously was housed sooner than him. And here's this. This guy, although he was housed, he decided to build his house quickly near the wood camp. So it's like he's minimizing not just the time building the house to make sure that he's not housed as long, but also making sure that he collects wood as quickly as possible. This means that this guy already was a racer because he decided not to go to build a house on the outer side, on the periphery. He just built a house as quickly as possible near the wood camp. Well, I can decide to implement this sort of dirty strategy later. It's stupid, but if it's to save a few more minutes. Okay, garrison the vills inside. It's an option. And now this is the strange part. He goes for stone. 9 villagers mining stone. 9 stone miners in the Dark Age. So I think this was the guy who destroyed his TC and just decided to exploit the TC feature abusively, destroying it here and placing it near my base. So this map, which was made, to have a TC, a starting TC, in unlike opposite hideout situation, this player abusively exploited the feature, destroying his TC, and then just building how you call it, a suicide TC near my town center every time. Like, it should not be allowed. I mean, some sort of this could be some sort of a feature to work upon, where the players could not have the possibility to delete their initial town center, because otherwise you're going to allow a dirty game where you just need to snipe another town center. And what kind of game is that? So I tell you, what will happen right next will be most disturbing. You'll see something very strange taking place. He's just producing his vills. Look at what he's doing. He's going with his vills to exactly where I am. So this dirt scumbag already was doing a disgusting trick. He was going to TC snipe me because he gathered enough wood and enough stone to make a TC. He realized that he has almost no food, no gold, just TC snipe. TC snipe. Then he decides to go for a TC. See, he deleted his TC. That's dirty. That's a dirty scumbag. Like, even if I was playing against a much lower elo opponent or whatever, I would refuse to play such dirty scumbag trick. Now, I don't know if, I mean, there are no referees in this game, but this is like a red card in football, and it should grant expelling the player, because you're not even allowing the player to actually build anything. A sniping TC near the TC of the target enemy base will not be able to do anything. So it's like the first guy to snipe TC will always win. It's a no-brainers race. That's not strategy. That's just dirty exploitation. Of course, here I was, and like that. You see, this thing, this is not strategy, my friends. This is dirty. Players and I mean the guys playing these profiles, because it's not just one profile, it's the same person playing this profile and many others. They should be banned, because there's no honor, no rules in just destroying your TC and sniping the enemy base. What kind of thing is this? I mean, if this guy, if I saw this guy, I would punch him, because this guy has no respect for anyone. This guy is actually calling for violence to be unleashed upon him, because he doesn't respect shit. So he goes, another TC. Meanwhile, let me see. Let me see. I had 200 stone. Obviously, any player who would normally be just doing his game would never be able to respond to this. Because if you already have a normal strategy, any normal strategy will just fall against this. I would need to have the same thing you would be doing in order to fight his kind of strategy. And the thing he's doing is just illegal. It's just abusive exploitation of the game. Okay, here I went with the militia because what else could I do? Like, what can I do? A dirty scumbags TC sniping me. The rest is just history. Just destroy TC, destroy TC, make TC, destroy TC, make TC. It's like, I make a TC, I destroy TC, I destroy TC, I make a TC every time. Ordine. Like, if there is a referee in the game, the first time you destroy your TC in a hideout map, you should already be disqualified and losing the game. Because no way you're going to snipe TC the other opponent before you can even start building. Or either the two of you agree to TC snipe each other from the beginning, before you start the game, but that you do it on the lobbies. But if you're working on ranked, this should not be allowed. TC sniping should not be allowed on ranking. It should be something that qualifies the player that applies for it to permaban. Permaban. I'll just accelerate because you already know what's going on. TC snipe, TC snipe. Always the same. He continues in his race. You see why this is an abusive exploitation? because he can use his base and TC snipe Mayo. And the player that TC snipes, the first player to TC snipe will always get an unfair advantage. So this should not go out. Continues to gather things in his base. At the time, I had stone, but I lacked the wood. Now, there's one thing, and I think this is serious. How can this guy repair the town center without stone? Um, so, besides the TC sniping, where he destroyed one, two, three TCs built, and four, at least he built one, two, he built three TCs. Don't you find it strange that a building that requires 100 stone for it to be repaired, he's still able to repair it? Look, how is this possible? Now we report this guy for cheating and using an algorithm that is cheating on the game. Without stone, the town center, correct me if I'm wrong, we'll go for town center. Might take some time, but here, the town center costs 275 wood and 100 stone, right? So this means that if you are repairing a town center, you need both of these resources to a certain extent. How can it be possible that the player, despite not having any stone, is still able to fully repair the TC? When you don't have stone, you cannot repair a castle. When you don't have stone in Age of Empires, you cannot repair any sort of building that requires stone. You cannot repair towers. You cannot repair castles. So why can you repair a building that also requires stone, like the FUCKIN star TC? This guy should be permanently banned. So to the developers and the monitors of this game, this should be a permanent ban because he's able to repair his town center without having any stone. Is he a hacker? Did he use any sort of algorithm manipulation? Is he using his smarter than everyone else's computer professional skills to show that we're stupid and he's smarter? He's not smart because it's not a smart thing to repair a building that requires stone without having any stone in it. Can't repair out of resources. Excuse me, you can't repair out of resources of wood, but you can repair building out of resources of stone. Now, this guy is cheating. Sorry. I have no stone in a building that requires stone. I should not be able to make any whatsoever repair on that building. This guy should be banned from Age of Empires. And that's enough. So this is the sixth sign. It's insane. He continues to repair his TC even without having any stone. It's almost 2 minutes and he still continues to repair the TC. Like, I was the one gathering stone. That's curious, because I'm not losing stone. Strange building. So maybe this is either a bug or a problem, because if I am actually trying to repair a castle without stone, I cannot repair it. But if I'm repairing a town center, I'm not losing any stone. As long as I have wood, I can repair a building that requires wood and stone. What? It's kind of like a bug then. Then this is a bug. You should not be able to repair your town center if you're out of one of these two resources, wood or stone. So I don't understand how this player not having stone is still able to repair his town center, a building that requires 100 stone. And at the same time, if I am using the stone, this thing should be lowered because I'm using that stone to repair the town center. Okay, so this is a bug. I call it the TC bug, the stone TC bug. This is not a sign of smurfing, but I would refer this as a bug from the TC because you should be able to repair the TC if you have the required resources, meaning wood and stone. And these two resources, when using them to repair the TC, should be diminished from your stockpile, not maintained. And certainly you should not be able to repair the TC if any of the two resources, either stone or wood, is missing. So something to work upon here for the devs. It's unrelated, but you know, it's something. Okay, like here it was desperate technique, towering up and anything. And at the same time, the thing I didn't knew he was getting wood was he was getting wood at home still. Insane. I towered up, I tried, but I was just being overwhelmed with the disgusting thing. And since I could not use my vills to get wood to repair the town center, at the same time it was impossible to get wood. And here it just takes the farms and everything. I just told him the truth here. And now he goes for the stone. He doesn't have to worry because he has the echo. And my vills were just wrecked by his disgusting Smurf strategy. I felt disgusted when I saw this game. Of course, I felt disgusting, but it would be even more disgusting if I would be the only guy seeing this. And it was the disgust that led me to say, okay, this guy requires the video. It is not deserved. He's just a scumbag, you know. He's just here to trash players and just fool everyone around. Okay, here he decides to steal my farms. I think I destroyed one farm when I realized what he was doing. I destroyed one farm, I think. Yeah. I destroyed three. But still, we got lots of wood. Like, you have no problems. The next thing was something I found even more disturbing. So after this guy stealing my base like a coward rat, the scumbag, I tried to decide, okay, I thought, use these villagers into my base, and his base is empty. And that's what I thought. But here, look at what he's doing. Then I realized, what? Then I was able to get in, but I realized he had an entire base. And that's when I decided to say no, no, forget about this. Like I realized, he had two bases. He was DC sniping me at home, and still he had a good base at his own home. I think this was the most disgusting game I played in AO2 until now. And yeah, I reported him for abusive play, for cheating. This should just be illegal. You should not be able to snipe your TC into your opponent at such an early time. It's like instead of castle dropping, TC dropping. It's disgusting. That's not strategy game, okay? There should be some sort of thing which forces the TC, the starting TC, to stay here where it is in hideout. You cannot get out of hideout and place it in your opponent's, because it's not the purpose of this map. So I think if you decide to TC snipe your opponent, this should award you some sort of ban in the game. I don't view this, I mean, I played hundreds of games, and I don't view this as strategy. I see this as a dirty scumbag trick, and one that should warrant you exemplar punishment. That's my view on this. So to recap, as I always recap, here I call them 5 signs of massive smurfing. But here, like first, it was the quick two housing villagers, the quick two housing with one vill and then two vills and houses. That could be a sign of smurf, but it's not the exact thing. But the second sign, the two sheep scouting in circular perimeter motion in each respective semicircle, where each of the sheep was exploring the opposite semicircle. Strange. 3. The minimal time building his house. Like, he had the need to build his third house or something near the wood camp and not on the outside. Because, I mean, normal player would think, like, I need to protect my outside base, you know? I need to make houses outside to protect this barrier. But no, he decides to make a house as quickly as possible near the wood camp so that he can optimize the wood obtainance ratio. The fourth sign, he decided to use 9 stone miners into Dark Age and decided to TC snipe. That is the ultimate fifth sign, the TC sniping. So not just a Smurf, but a cheater, a massive cheater, and someone using dirty tricks and abusively exploiting the game. You should not be allowed to destroy your TC, delete your TC, and spawn it into the enemy base. Like, if they decided to do that, in case of a referee or something, you should be immediately disqualified and banned. I don't see this as game behavior. It's rigging, okay? You don't place your TC and your opponents in a hideout map. This is not the nature of this map. So that's for it. This guy was a massive Smurf and a cheater, the dirtiest player I've ever faced. And I tell you, no respect for the scumbag playing this guy. I've already seen players who were TC sniped, so I know exactly what it is and how it feels. And I think a tough stance should be taken against the players who TC snipe, especially so early. You should not be able to snipe your TC. Like some sort of condition or should be created where, like, if you get too close, you should, for example, you should not be able, in case of a hideout map, to spawn your TC outside of this barrier. It's simple. Like, the barrier is established from the beginning of the game, so the player cannot place the TC outside of it. He will be able to place the TC once he gets to Castle Age, but he will not be able to place a TC outside until he gets there. And to get to Castle Age, at least it's 13 minutes. that's for it. And concerning stats, I already told that this guy was 946 elo, 25 wins and 27 losses by AO2 current ranking. So that's 50% win rate. It was just a dirty trick. And on to next Smurf videos. This is a Smurf, and that's why we made a video for it. I hope you, if you want to leave comments and whatever, you can say. Uh, in any case, this is a dirty scumbag technique. Yeah, it's something not respectable.